This snake plant almost died from root rot, but it can still be saved. Plants often die not from neglect, but from too much care. And this snake plant is a perfect example. It was kept in low light and watered too frequently, and over time, the roots began to rot. When that happens, the plant can no longer absorb water and nutrients properly. If you look closely, the signs are clear. The leaves are limp and drooping, and they have lost their firmness. That happens because the roots are no longer able to support the plant. Interestingly, the plant is still trying to grow new shoots, but without healthy roots, it's struggling to survive. Today, I'm going to show you how to rescue a plant in this condition. This method can work for many plants dealing with root rot. First, we need to check the roots and see how serious the damage is. I gently tap the sides of the pot to loosen the soil and carefully remove the plant. And as you can see, the plant is left with very few roots. Most of them are already gone. If you look at the bottom, the main remaining root is mushy and soft, which is a clear sign of rot. This damaged part needs to be removed. But before pruning, I rinse the roots under running water to clean up the soil and clearly see the healthy and unhealthy parts. Next, I disinfect my pruning shears to prevent spreading any infection. Then begin removing the rotted roots, cutting them away until you reach tissue that is firm and healthy. This step is very important when you are pruning your plant's roots. Leaving even a small amount of rot can allow the problem to continue spreading. After removing the dead roots, I also prune the leaves. Since the root system is now very small, the plant will struggle to support all of its leaves. By reducing the foliage, the plant can focus its energy on growing new roots. If the leaves were still firm, I could leave them, but these leaves are already weak and will likely die soon anyway. So a harder prune actually gives the plant a better chance of recovery. But before replanting it, there is one most important step that can stop the rot from coming back. Disinfect the roots. For this, I am using hydrogen peroxide. Ideally, you want 3% hydrogen peroxide, which is commonly available in pharmacies. But if you only have 6% hydrogen peroxide, you can easily dilute it. Simply mix 50% hydrogen peroxide and 50% water to create a 3% solution. Once the solution is ready, I dip the roots into it. Hydrogen peroxide helps kill harmful bacteria and fungi, while also releasing oxygen that can support root recovery. I gently dip and rinse the roots in the solution to disinfect them. Now that the plant is cleaned and treated, it's ready to be repotted. Since the root system is now very small, it's important to choose a small pot. Using a pot that is too large can hold excess moisture in the soil, which increases the risk of rot returning. A smaller pot allows the soil to dry faster, creating a much safer environment for the recovering roots. So I'm using a small pot with drainage holes and filling it with fresh, well-draining soil. Then I carefully place the plant inside and gently fill the pot with soil around the roots. After planting, I give it a very light watering. Sometimes I don't water at all immediately after repotting, but a small amount is usually fine. The most important thing now is the environment. The plant should be kept in bright, indirect light, not direct sun. Think of it like caring for someone who is recovering from illness. The plant needs a comfortable, stable environment while it rebuilds its roots. Now the real test begins. If this plant survives and starts growing again, I will share the update with you. I will update you on its progress in a future community post. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And hopefully, this video helps you save a plant of your own.